It's a principle, a financial principle that I think it would be helpful for thinking outside of the box when it comes to money generation. Every time that there was a miracle that was going to happen in the Bible, the first thing God asked was, "What's in your hand?" Every single time. Like, it seems that very rarely does God create nothing out of something out of nothing. Many times there is something. It is very many times minuscule, but it is the small tool that is used to perform a great thing. Now, in this physical world, I think the lesson here is that many times there is something that is so small that you discount it, but it is one of the keys that will be used for you to start earning a little bit more money. Biblically, it is, what do you have in your hand? It's a stick. The stick is what was used to part the Red Sea. It was a widow with a handful of oil and a handful of flour. And let's be honest, that's nasty bread. But that was all she had, and that was enough to keep her through a famine. There was a kid with 2 loaves of bread and 5 tiny little fish. That was enough to feed thousands. So I guess what I'm asking you is, what is that thing in your hand? What is the thing that you think is so insignificant that it cannot be used for you to make a business out of, make an idea out of, start a little thing with? Many times it's the one thing that God is using. And here's the funny part. It's usually one of two things. It's usually the last thing you have. Like the last, very last thing, the last thing you have. Two, the thing you use most. So for a shepherd, their walking stick is what they use all the time. So consider that. A way to figure it out is this. When people ask you for something, what's the one thing everybody keeps on asking you for? For me, I found out that it was advice on money and advice on healing. No, it's things that I went through. But those were the things that kept on happening over and over again. And that was the thing that was in my hand. Like, how do you monetize money? How do you monetize advice? I'm not Oprah, but that's what I've been called to give. So now that's becoming my little money maker. So start with something. Many times it's not even that thing. You start with a stick, then it moves to something else, and that stick helps you with the next thing, and that next thing helps you with the next thing and the next thing. So that's how things start building. So give grace to yourself, but find what is in your hand.